Right.
Awesome. So hi, Rosina. Really nice to talk to you today. Thanks for joining us. I'm just wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about you.
Okay. Visual designer.
Yeah.
I'm from Uruguay, South America, and my native language is Spanish.
Yeah.
But I had to learn English to talk with my clients.
Yeah.
And I work from home.
Yeah.
And last year I have been working and traveling for different countries in Europe.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's hard, but it's a very nice experience.
Yeah.
I have been in London, Paris, Barcelona, and Madrid.
Wow. Were you working?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I was working half time.
Half of the time.
Part time, yeah.
Oh, so tell me a little bit more about your background. What did you study? And
Okay.
yeah, if you could tell me a little bit more and how you got into your current visual designer role.
Right. I have studied graphic design.
Yeah.
And I have started working in an agency.
Yeah.
On an agency here in my country.
Yeah.
And then I quit that job and start working on my own with clients in my country. And then I try to find clients outside.
Yeah.
And I got some clients from US.
Excellent. So
yes. And I moved from graphic design and branding into web design. And for the past few years, I have moved into mobile applications.
Yes.
More like a visual design and interaction designer.
Excellent. So is that how you got into interaction design, through mobile, or was it?
Yeah. When I get into mobile, the best way I found to show the product to the investors or the engineer team or the client was by prototypes and videos, short videos to explain the interactions.
Okay, excellent. So how did you actually teach yourself? Did you teach yourself interaction design? Or
yes.
How did you do that?
I think I went to university and I learned for me, I think it's the basic.
Yeah.
Because I have learned on my own all the new stuff, all the new softwares, everything like that.
What did you study? Where did you study at university? What did you study?
What?
Yeah. What did you study at university?
Okay. It's graphic design.
Yeah.
It's called visual design, visual communication.
Yeah.
And I think it was helpful to learn more about typography and hierarchy, learn about the most famous designers and about history.
Yeah. How about the actual interaction side of it? Where did you learn that bit? Did you learn that at university too?
Interaction? No. I took some courses online.
Excellent. Okay. And then the rest you learnt literally on working through the applications yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And reading a lot on the website. And then I think last year I started to read more about UX.
Yeah.
And I also took some courses online.
Excellent. And and as far as interaction goes, do you have a favorite platform? Like your favorite, which do you have a favorite one?
The software?
Yes.
Yes.
Operating system. Yeah.
Okay. In my workflow, When I am designing sketches, I use balsamic.
Yes. Okay.
Then I move into a more final design, and I use a sketch.
Yeah.
And when I want to show interactions, I use, if it's something basic, I use InVision or Marvel.
Yeah.
And if it's something more complex, I use Principle, a framer.
Yes.
They are very specific for micro interactions.
Ah, okay. That sounds really exciting. How long have you been using those platforms? How long have you been using them, the more micro interactive?
Oh, for a year.
For about a year. Excellent.
For about a year, and they are very new.
Yeah. Have you found them easy to pick up? Have you found them easy to pick up, to learn?
Sorry? Yes.
And so I know that my audience would be really interested to hear how you got your remote position that you have at the moment. Could you tell me a little bit more about how you
Okay.
particular client? Or do you have a method?
Right. Right now, I am working as a UX, UI designer for a startup in San Francisco.
Okay.
And we are building a mobile application related with artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
With AI, something like that. We are creating things called bots.
Yeah.
Facebook has its own. And I have been working with them for a few years. I think a year and a few months. And they saw my website and my portfolio.
Yeah. Where was it?
At the beginning, we started working on a small project.
Okay. Where did you have your...
It was on Dribbble.
On Dribbble, okay. And if our audience today want to follow you on Dribbble, what's your name on Dribbble?
Oh, okay. It's Dribbble / Rosina. My name, just my name.
Okay. Rosina, Dribbble / Rosina.
Right.
Okay, got it. Okay. So what you're saying is you had your portfolio on Dribbble and they got in touch with you. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find you get a lot of inquiries through Dribbble?
Yes, a few. Yeah.
A few. And what would you say is the main place you get inquiries from?
I think it's on that website. Usually, different designers or companies write me or send me an invitation there.
On Dribbble?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Okay, so Dribbble is the main place. Okay.
Yes.
That's really interesting. And how long have you been on Dribbble?
Oh, it's for maybe 5 years.
Okay. So do you have quite a extensive amount of work on Dribbble?
Yes, I try to put different projects.
Yeah.
And to show different styles. I put some animations, branding, websites, apps.
Okay.
So to have an extended portfolio.
Oh, that's a really good idea. Okay. Yeah. And if you were going to, have you ever had to turn work down?
What do you mean?
So have you ever had so many inquiries that you couldn't keep up with demand?
While I was working with this company,
yeah,
I get different proposals that I couldn't take.
Okay.
Because I was already working full time.
Ah, okay. That's really fascinating. And so, would you say Dribbble has been very lucrative for you? It's been a good place to...
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Would you recommend anywhere else, or would you say focus on Dribbble?
I have been working on Dribbble and on my website.
Yeah.
Because when I want to explain what I have made in a project,
yeah,
I put all the information on my website.
Yeah.
And for clients' recommendations,
yeah,
I also use that.
Yeah, that's amazing. So as soon as your project finishes and you get recommendations, then you put them on your website. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you deal with things like payments and stuff from clients? Do you have how do you price your work, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I try to think about an hour range of my price per hour.
Yeah.
And I estimate how longer it's going to take the project.
Yeah.
If the project is long,
yeah,
I try to work, let's say, 20 hours per week.
Yeah.
And I get paid between twice in a month.
Okay. And so they're your terms. So you say, I'm available for 20 hours a month. And,
right, yeah.
Yeah. And the client pays you for those 20 hours and you get paid every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you? Yeah.
I am trying to find more clients that want to work for long periods of time and for long hours instead of a small project.
Okay. Is that because the project you're working on at the moment is a small project, just 20 hours?
No, it's I am the only designer, and it's a startup, and sometimes they don't have enough time to give me feedback.
Yeah.
This is why we have this amount of hours.
So
I mean, they also need time to think about the design.
Oh, I see. Okay, so are you working with a development team in Waterfall or Agile?
I think it's Agile.
Yeah. Okay. So they need time to review your work, what you're saying?
Yes.
So they had to cap the hours at 20 hours a month. I see. Okay.
Right.
All right. So what would you say are the majority of projects that you get inquiries for? Are they mobile, are they web, or are they a real mixture?
They are both. They are websites and mobile applications.
Okay. And do you have like one price for all, or do you vary your pricing depending on what it is?
I have the same price for mobile and websites. Maybe I think I am going to be increasing the price during the years based on my experience.
Yeah. Okay. And you mentioned that the client says, okay, I want 20 hours a month. Is that on your suggestion, or is that the client's suggestion usually?
It's something that we talk about.
Yeah, something you negotiate. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever say that you're available for 3 months and then block out 3 months, or do you say to them how long do you want to keep container on for?
In this case, we didn't talk about an ending time or an ending point.
Yeah.
And we have been working for more than a year. It's very similar. It's like having a job.
Yeah.
And we have a team, and it's not just one client. They have built a team, and I feel that makes me feel I am inside a company, inside a team. Although I am working at home and I am alone, we stay in touch using Slack.
Yeah, that's excellent.
So it's very similar to a real show.
Yeah. But you don't have to deal with all the hundreds of people around you and being distracted, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So what would you say are the advantages to what you do? Say working from your home.
Oh. From anywhere?
Yeah.
Oh, it's I think I'm not going to get back to work in an office because I love the freedom that I have.
Yeah.
I love having my own time, working from anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. You meet so many people from different countries.
Yeah. From different. Sorry.
From different countries, and because right now the team that I am working on, they are from Israel.
Oh, okay.
So it's a very different team we are all different.
Yeah. And how would you say, do you ever have any tricky situations that you have to deal with when you're managing projects? What would your advice be? Yeah,
I think it's very hard to estimate the time, to estimate how long the project is going to take.
Oh, I know. It's really hard.
Yes, and renegotiate more hours. That's hard. It's also hard to find the right client for you.
Mm-hmm.
I always try to have at least one meeting on Skype.
Yeah. To
see how we work or how we talk together, how the conversation is going, and to meet the client before start working with him.
Oh yeah, I think that's really important. You're absolutely right. That's so important. And do you ever approach companies yourself, or do you wait for them to approach you?
Can you repeat me the question?
Do you prefer to wait for companies to come to you, or do you actively go out and look for companies to work for, or do you prefer them to approach you first?
Mm. Mm. I am okay if a company asks me to have a meeting and to know me. Yeah. But I am always looking to new opportunities in companies that I would love to work on.
Ah, okay. And have you got any favorites?
Right now, I applied for Uber and Apple in the United States. Oh, it's very hard.
What's hard about it?
I mean, every designer right now wants to work at Uber.
Okay.
I mean, I have high standards. I don't know if I am going to get there.
I think it's really good to have high standards. So I think. Well, I keep my fingers crossed for you.
Thanks.
So, do you know anyone who works at Uber?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a tip. Are you on Instagram?
I don't use it very much.
Okay, but you need to go on there because there's a guy called Tito Goldstein.
Yeah.
And he's VP of products at Uber. And you can follow him. And
I will.
He's got something else called UX projects as well, but you need to follow him, and you need to start putting your work on there and start engaging with him and letting him know how fabulous you are. And
okay,
when he gets your application, he'll know who you are, because that's really important. But after this, I'll post you his profile so you can follow him, okay?
Okay, perfect. Do you use Instagram as a way to promote design?
A what, sorry? Sorry, I can't hear
If you use Instagram as a way to promote your design, or if you see that other designers are using it?
Well, I kind of like have my fingers in everything. You know, just put a little bit here, a little bit there. But the thing about Instagram, you never know who's looking. So if you tag your work, UX designer, UX process, UX research, UX design. For example, Tito Goldstein started following me because I posted some work up there. So now I know who he is. If I was ever going to apply, or you were ever going to apply, you would have a point of reference. And that's really, that's really important, I think, to have a point of reference when you're applying for a job. Because before you apply, you say, hey, Tito, I love your work. I've put in my application. Would you take a look? Something like that. And that way you're not going through the door having to deal with all the hundreds of other people that may have applied. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's cool. So, what would be your sort of top tips then for user interface designers like yourself that are also offering user experience design? Would you say companies want one or the other, or they want both for the price of one?
I think that big companies like Facebook can afford having a team of UX and a team of designers.
Yeah.
But it's very hard for startups.
Yeah.
To build a team of designers and UX.
Yeah.
So sometimes they are looking both in one person.
Yeah. And how have you found managing the UI workflow and the UX workflow together?
What I have learned about UX, it's more related with visual design. It's not about research. I mean, it's research, but it's not about interviewing people.
Yeah.
I am not going that far.
Yeah.
That's the point. I am focused more on the visual design.
Okay. Do you do any user testing as part of your remit?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Is that something that you'd like to do?
Yes.
Yeah. So do the teams you work with, do they have a user researcher on board?
Oh, no yet. I think it's because the product didn't launch.
Yeah.
But it's something that we will need after we launch.
Yeah, okay. So when is your product due to launch?
Oh, we don't know. We really don't know.
Okay. So have you worked for many startups before?
Not really. They have been specific clients that already have the money or they already they have the money and the idea, but they were not a startup really. They were not a team.
Okay, all right. So I can't think of any more questions that I have today, but is there anything that you want to ask me before we